Great, thanks for having me. And my talk today is about multiplayer, cross-platform multiplayer in the cloud. A little bit about Exit Games, founded in 2003 by guys from the mobile space who saw the need for a platform for cross-device gaming. We're VC-backed by European and US VCs, 14 employees, mostly in Germany, and we have an office in Portland, Oregon. I'm the only non-engineer, so during Q&A, take it easy on me. But our key products are Photon Server and Photon Cloud. Photon Server is an on-prem solution, and Photon Cloud is what we'll be talking about today. We've got AAA customers from Codemasters to Warner Brothers. Over 10,000 indies now are using Photon, and we've got strategic partnerships with Unity and OpenFaint, Gree, The Nine, etc. So for me, I just want to play. I want to play great games. I don't want to worry about what device I'm using. And if you were here earlier for the CMU talk, we actually power Uberstrike. And much like what Ludovic said, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I want to play Uberstrike via Facebook. On my way to work, I want to play it on my iPad. At work, I'm going to probably play it in Chrome. And then on the way home, or at home, I'm going to play it via Steam. And I'm going to have that same experience regardless of what device I'm on. And the other thing that I want to do is be able to play with my friends and not worry about what device they're on or what social network what social network they're going through. And that's kind of the beauty about what Photon does. And for developers, you know, they just want to create. They want to create great games, great experiences, basically create, design, develop the game once, and roll it out across device. And today, you know, market dynamics are showing that with the rise of smartphones and tablets, the rise of, you know, small teams of indies of 2 or 3 guys anywhere in the world able to create great games. And you know, if you listen to the Unity 3D guys and their talks, it's the democratization of game development. Basically, anybody today can create a great game and launch it globally. So if you think about that, and you think about what developers want, and you think about what game players want, the beautiful thing about that is we're all aligned. And if you look at the multiplayer market segments, you know, it's pretty diverse. And on the upper left-hand side, you've got the kind of mobile social services of the Grees and the Papayas and the Mobagis of the world, where they're basically their own kind of social graph, and they're kind of locked in. And then if you look in the upper right-hand corner, it's the non-cross-platform segment where, you know, you're either in the Apple Game Center or you're on Xbox Live or the GameSpy guys. The lower left, it's the AAA engines that are super expensive that you would never use Big World or Hero to create an iOS title. And then on the right-hand side, it's kind of a crowded space where our on-premise solution sits, but it's the multiplayer engines, but there's nothing there yet sitting in the cloud. And so when we launched Photon Cloud last October, and I'll go in more detail on that, but we immediately saw a huge take-up of not just indies, but also Tier 1 game developers and publishers signing up to use it. So your choice when you're looking at you know, a multiplayer back end is really two now. If you're going to do an on-premise solution, it's really depending on the type of title that you're building, and if you can manage and host the solution yourself, whether it's in your own data center or a third-party data center. And the beauty behind having your own on-prem solution is that you can really dig in and write your own server-side code. For the Photon piece, we've got over 12,000 developers using it now. It's got lightweight SDKs. Having come from the mobile space, our tech guys are creating very, very lean client-side SDKs. And the pricing is pretty simple. You can either buy a one-time fee or monthly fees. With regards to the cloud, it's a fully managed solution that Exit Games manages. The issue that some developers find is that you can't write server-side code, so basically you have to use out-of-the-box features that we provide. And the reason that is that we can't be responsible for any code that you guys are writing that may break Photon, and we have to be responsible for that. Over 5,000 applications created in 5 months. I think I've already said that. We've got 10 global servers now, and pushing a ton of traffic. So the next two slides are basically kind of saying what Photon is not. We're not your social graph. Basically, we want to partner with the leaders in all these different spaces. And so we are partnering today with GREE and OpenFaint. We're the multiplayer platform, exclusive multiplayer platform for OpenFaint. But we're not interested in recreating what everyone else is super good at. We're not interested in creating leaderboards or achievements or dealing with virtual goods. What we want to do and focus on is, the hard part of the matchmaking and the reliable UDP piece, the load balancing, and let the social network, the social graph guys handle all that other stuff. And the same with the, this is just another example, but same with kind of Xbox Live guys. We're not interested in creating avatars or, your gamer profile or your friends list and things like that. We're really super, super focused on giving you that great real-time multiplayer piece. That being said, we're willing to partner with, anyone out there when game developers or publishers come to us and say, hey, look, we want to use Photon, but we use this social graph or this other third-party technology. Will you integrate or work with them? We're more than happy to do so. So, Photon in a nutshell. This is the on-prem solution. It's got a high-performance C++ core. You can extend it in C#. It's reliable UDP and TCP with WebSockets. It's tight integration with Unity 3D. In fact, our biggest growth as a company comes from our partnership with the Unity guys, and it's been great. Obviously, you can see all the different clients that we support, but we see the biggest growth with the Unity guys, and you can actually buy Photon in the Unity asset store. And we also have examples where, with Unity, we have multiplayer examples where you can, learn how to use Photon through a multiplayer boot camp. And then we've got the Photon Cloud piece, like I said, which was it's a fully managed service by us, recently launched. We've got servers today in Europe and the U.S. We just have a big partnership with a large tier 1 publisher, mobile publisher out of the U.S. That's asking for us to start hosting in Asia. So we're doing that. We're ramping that up right now. Like I said, we do the hosting. A key piece of cloud and multiplayer is low latency. So, being spread across the globe and having servers local to Asia, Europe, and the U.S., you'll be able to play with your friends locally as well as have a very low latency if I'm sitting here in Singapore and playing with someone in, say, Beijing. The technologies that we use, we're a big Microsoft shop. We do not have a Linux port on the server side. We get that question quite a bit. We just haven't made the jump to port over yet. Basically, we feel that Windows Server over time and total cost of ownership is the way to go. On the client side, you can see we have a wide variety of different clients that we support. Everything from the Unity stuff to Marmalade and .NET, Windows 8, Flash, etc. HTML5. Customers today, we've signed Codemasters. They're going to do a few titles with us. For their first title is a Formula One MMO. Warner Brothers, 20th Century Fox is doing Family Guy Online. These are all actually with Unity and large MMOs. Naval out of Russia, and then folks like Glue, who is a mobile publisher in the U.S. They just signed a large deal with us, and they're going to be using our Photon Cloud piece. On the developer side, we've got a huge developer base, over 12,000 registered developers. 90% of those are indies, and currently that's growing. Actually, that number's old. We're seeing registered Photon new registrations going up by 1,000 developers every month, and a lot of those guys are attracted by the ability now to launch a multiplayer game in the cloud. We've got great partnerships. Photon has been localized into Mandarin, and the Nine is our partner there selling that. And the cloud hasn't launched there, but we see that's a huge opportunity for us. And it's been Photon's also been the documentation's been localized into Korean, and we partner closely with GPM there. And I've already mentioned that we're the back end for OpenFaint and our Unity partnership. So what's next for what do we see is the most important piece in the cloud, and what's next for Photon? We see the need for global low latency. We talked about that. I already talked about that. But having dynamic servers globally that we can ramp up and ramp down. We're seeing a lot of folks asking for dedicated servers and the cloud. So what we're calling hybrid and elastic. That they're going to want us to manage dedicated servers, but also be in the cloud where we can ramp those up and ramp down. And we're also in different versioning and what we're calling virtual private clouds, which is today, there could be 1,000 different games on one server. But if it's a large publisher, they're going to want their own private clouds and their own games running on those servers. So we're doing that as well. So the cloud's ready now. It's used by indies. Like I said, Glue, Ogilvy, and Mather just signed a big deal with us for Advergame, for Coke, Fish Labs, which is a great mobile game developer out of Europe. Apps are scaling unlimited. We've already had a one-man developer with 8,000 concurrent users, and the cloud has been scaling as well. Pricing. Pricing for we've got two levels of pricing. One is for indies, and we're saying indies are small teams where your revenue, I think, is less than 100,000, and obviously we've got regular pricing for publishers and developers. So the blue box is the cloud, so it's it's cheap, and that ramps up and ramps down based on how successful you are. So if you're launching, you can download Photon now, and you can download it for free and integrate it. As the success of your game grows, we grow with you. So if the day you launch, you want to be charging $9 a month, but hopefully you're the next Angry Birds and you're paying us $170 a month. And then on the lower is the on-prem pricing, where again it's monthly, but we also have enterprise fees and one-time fees as well. So that's it. I quickly went through that. My jet lag's kicking in pretty hard right now, so I apologize. There's nothing like a speech at 3:30. So if you guys have any questions on who we are, I've also got some customers and case studies that I can quickly go through, since I ran through that pretty quickly. Euphoria, which is all Activision guys, they're building a free-to-play AAA browser-based game. The guys in Germany think this is a great quote. I'm not sure I would ever put this on a slide, but the middleware that gave us the least headache. It's not something I would actually use as a sales pitch, but Uberstrike, I think you guys know that. It's the #1 first-person shooter on Facebook that's using Photon across all their different devices that they're launching on. Family Guy Online, it's another Unity title built by Acronym and 20th Century Fox. I've talked about the Codemaster guys. World Golf Tour, it's the #1 Flash, massively multiplayer online golf game out of San Francisco, using Photon, and over 1 million monthly active users on that game. A soccer title that's actually built for Windows and Windows Phone. And then Glue, a Glue title called Infected. I think I told you that Glue signed us up for another like 10 or 15 titles. They're actually moving all of their mobile titles to real-time and connected real-time titles using Photon. It's pretty interesting to see the company starting in 2003, which is about 8 years too early, but now the ramp of exit and the hockey stick is really taking off for us. We're actually super successful right now. And then kind of a draw with friends clone called Sketch with Friends. It's the #1 title on the Kindle is using Photon. So it's pretty interesting. You can see everything from a turn-based game like this to a first-person shooter on Facebook to MMOs, all leveraging Photon in different ways. So that's it.
Great, thanks, Tom. Anybody has any questions about Photon or any other questions for Tom? Please step to the microphone so we can get you on tape.
Hi. Where do your clients keep their data about their players?
Where do they keep their data? In their own hosting centers.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. I mean, we've got some analytics, but it's all Photon based. It's not about what you're trading or anything like that. It's all the multiplayer piece.
Thank you.
Hi, Frank from Bangkok. We've got a small dev studio, and we are looking to port Unity games to Flash while using multiplayer. As you will know, that's kind of a problem at the moment. Are you guys, with your service, looking into that?
So we have a Flash client now that you can leverage for that.
Yeah. But the thing is, when we're going from Unity to Flash porting, like export, we lose the network capabilities.
Right. So are you using Photon now, or?
No. We're just going. We're probably going to, but I was wondering if you guys are like looking into that situation, because you know what I mean.
Yeah,
the network thing
that's
gets
the first
lost.
person I've said someone going from Unity to Flash, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But come up after. I'll give you my card, and
Okay.
I can introduce you to our tech guys. So.
All right, thanks a lot.
Great. Thanks.